Now it is my turn.
Oh God.
I've never gotten a chance to ramble about the Beatles before.
Hold up.
The Beatles. It didn't
Beatles?
account for, yeah, the
A band
singular
that I have
Beatle.
no clue about.
We start off in the the late 50s with the Quarrymen.
What a song to start the Beatle thing with, chat.
What song is it?
One of the epic Minecraft ones.
Good. Perfect tone setter. The Quarrymen was the precursor band made by John Lennon. You will know all their names
Did they work in a quarry?
No.
Fake!
They're very British. Anyway, this is the original lineup. There were 5 of them in the original Beatle lineup. As the Quarrymen kind of faded out, there were members coming and going, and then eventually they formed the Beatles in the early 60s. Oh yeah, I have a weird fact of the year for every single year.
Arrested for setting a condom on fire?
Yeah, they got Pete Best was...
And they got deported from Germany for setting a condom on fire.
They're goofy goobers, is what you'll come to realize.
What?
Anyway. Who hasn't done that, really? Yeah, a very common teenage experience to set a condom on fire. Then we go to 1962, which a guy named Brian Epstein, no association with the other Epstein, became their manager. And this is very important because don't boo Brian. Brian is important.
I boo him because of his last name.
Fair, but we're not going to talk about that. He's important because he is the one that kind of made it so that their image was more good. It kind of cleaned up their image. That's why, like, there's like they all wore suits and had the same kind of haircut, especially in the early days. So if you see memes about all of them looking exactly the same, that is fair because they did for a while. Anyway, they started recording on June 6th, 1962. My birthday, not the 62 part, I'm not that old. Their first ever single was Love Me Do. I like that song, it's got harmonica in it. Then...
Yo, harmonica!
Yeah.
Oh, wait, do I have my harmonica? No, I have my wooden spoons and a cowbell.
There was cowbell in a
Chat,
couple
do you
songs,
want
I
to hear the
want to
cowbell?
say.
Hold on, got it.
Okay. Those are certainly sounds.
Don't mind me playing random noises.
We have important things to learn. This will be on your test.
Okay. I'm not listening. I will get a 0. I will fail the class.
John and Paul are the main songwriters, which are these two.
Jol, got it?
Yeah, their ship name is McLennan. Anyway.
What?
Then, weird fact of the year, guy named... Oh yeah, I didn't mention Sutcliffe. Sutcliffe was one of the OG guitarists. He fucking died at age 21.
Oh.
He had a stroke.
R.I.P.
So yeah, he just died. Straight up he's gone. Then we go to 63. Beatlemania begins in the UK. I have written down all the album releases per year. Basically, Beatlemania is just people were losing their shit over this band.
Damn, they did all the shit before the Dream SMP? Damn.
What do you mean by that?
Dream fangirls are a whole other breed, dude. You don't want to know.
Oh, no, this was like your grandparents' hyperfixation. Let's put it that way. Whenever you see footage of Beatles fans at concerts losing their shit, those people could be your grandparents. I would know because I've gotten a lot of my Beatles vinyl from my grandmother. Anyway, weird fact of the year. Yeah, here's what I mean. Like, these people, easily in their 70s.
Before Celine Dion? Damn.
Fucking Celine Dion is not that popular.
Celine Dion!
It's like Quebec's one fucking celebrity.
Woo! Celine Dion!
Then we go to 64. A lot happened in 64. They visited America. They toured around the country, and they played on the Ed Sullivan Show, and this is Ed Sullivan. He's got terrible hair, but that's besides the point. Fans screamed so loud on the Ed Sullivan Show that the mics barely picked up the music. This is true. I have watched the footage, and apparently Ringo, the drummer, couldn't even hear himself playing or with the other members.
Oh no.
So he just had to watch them and just kind of drum according to their movements because he legit couldn't hear
Dude, it's
anything.
the drummer's job to keep the beat, though.
I know! They're just goated like that. Yeah, here's a clip from Hard Day's Night of them literally being chased by fans in New York. Then we go to 1965. Do not play. 65 is when the Beatles... I have a video on here.
Do I have to, like, be wary of copyright?
Well, I'm not, it's not music. No, I know damn well not to play Beatles music on stream. We will both get striked down immediately. We won't even finish the stream.
They'd be after my ass so quick, dude.
Beatles music is like, it is so very protected with copyright. You cannot play any.
Your ass.
This is the reference sheet for the animation.
Damn.
They actually look like this.
It's just a photo. It's not even cartoon. It's just a photo of them.
We're gonna watch a few clips from the cartoon. I might be slightly offended if the animator came back with that. That's fair.
All right, John, here it is. A voting booth? That's right, Ducks. You said a ballot. Oh, not ballot, you clod.
Oh, my
Ballad. Oh, that's quite another thing altogether. Now, what on earth is that for? Ballads.
I would get so annoyed watching
That-
this. They look so wacky.
They
Look
do.
at that motherfucker. Look at him.
They did him
What
the
the
most
fuck is
dirty, I
that?
think.
Looks like
So
a
dirty.
rhombus.
Anyway, that's
Yeah.
a taste of what the cartoon is. This is when they started LSD. Someone
Oh.
slipped drugs in their coffee, basically, and
The
it's all downhill from there.
dentist?
Yeah, fucking dentist. It's so random.
Why is it always dentists that give you drugs, man?
Dentists are just a different breed of people. I don't know what to say. They're just kind of
Yeah.
fucked up. The album
Yeah,
releases
first
of the year
ketamine,
is
now
Help
LSD.
and Rubber Soul. Rubber Soul is my favorite album. They got
Is this where the fucking clone theory happens? When's that?
Clone
When is the, like,
Theory.
clone- There's like a
Huh.
thing online where people think a bunch of the Beatle people got killed off and replaced by clones.
Oh yeah, we'll get to that. Don't worry. 1966, they stopped touring because, damn, it was just a lot, and they wanted to start focusing more on music. They are all doing drugs now.
Love
they are
it.
all on drugs, and it shows.
Yay, drugs!
This weird fact of the year.
Fun.
Oh yeah, here's where I mentioned the conspiracy. So people
Yeah.
believe there's the theory that Paul had died in '66. I don't know how this came about. They say that like, oh yeah, he's been replaced with the double. He's secretly dead, and like people would like look through lyrics and songs or like, yeah, they
Damn.
are dropping hints about like where the body's hidden and like what happened. Then we go to 67. The manager dies, and that's really important because that is when shit really hits the fan.
Epstein dies at 32!
I know. So that really was what I consider the start of the downfall of the band, as far as them breaking up. Was grandma fangirl? My grandma, I believe so. Because I've asked her once, like, what's your favorite Beatle? And she said George, because she thought she could get with him, or something like that.
Oh my god.
But was like super
Get it,
nonchalant
Grandma,
about
but
it.
oh my god.
But yeah, she was definitely, I don't know if she was like uber fangirl or anything like that, but she was definitely a fan. She really doesn't like Yoko Ono. We'll get to her. Anyway,
Oh, I've heard things.
you don't, it's fine. I have opinions. That was 67. Weird fact of the year. Look at their funky fashion. Look at these fucking clothes.
If you just made their uniforms black instead of the colors, it would be like My Chemical Romance, the black. Well, that was a young, boy. My
Father took me into the city. Then we go to 68.
Colors.
The India trip happens. Didn't they go to India? Yeah. Funny you say that. Good transition. Mainly George Harrison got super into Hinduism and like Indian culture and learned sitar and all that. But they all were kind of into it eventually. It's just George especially. And there are a couple Beatles songs that have sitar in it, like Norwegian Wood is one. A lot of people don't
fun.
like the sitar in Norwegian Wood. I like it. Weird fact of the year. This clip, which is posted by the official Beatles YouTube.
I fought the war for your sort. I bet you say you won. Why you want to slip along? Give us a kiss.
They're just goofy. They're just silly
Just
guys.
some guys.
They're just some guys. Then we go to 1969. This is when the rooftop concert happens. Do you know about the rooftop concert?
No.
Okay, basically, they performed a concert on the rooftop of the recording studio, and it is like their last ever fucking performance together. They didn't know that though, but then shit happened. And here's the Abbey
Someone
Road.
die. Enlighten me, oh cat boy.
We'll get to that. For Abbey Road, this is the album cover people point to, like, yeah, Paul's dead, and here's the symbolism. They're like, yeah, Paul's the corpse, John's the priest, because he's in white, this is the Undertaker, and this is the pallbearer, and then this is the corpse, he's got no shoes and his eyes are closed. Obviously. Anyway, that's that year. Then we go to 1970, the last year. The band is officially broken up by now, but then let it be released anyway, because they had recorded it the year before. It then just ended up getting released after. There's a lot of reasons they broke up, and there's a lot of legal trouble, so they're separate now. There's no weird fact of the year. Instead, We're talking about Yoko. Oh, I have
What?
thoughts
Slander?
about Yoko. There is slander. Listen here. People slander her way too hard.
Yeah, I've heard some shit, man.
People slander her way too
Oh,
hard.
why
Yoko
people
is not
slandering?
the sole reason the band broke up, okay? Her being there didn't
Yeah.
help, but there was a lot of reasons. Like, they were all kind of going different directions creatively, and they were getting kind of mad at each other for different reasons. They were trying to find a new manager, and nothing was really working out. Who is she? Oh, my bad. Probably should have started with that. Yoko Ono is
The wife.
John Lennon's second wife. Yoko is a Japanese avant-garde artist, musician person, and ended up marrying John Lennon. And a lot of people contribute her as like the reason that the band broke up and get really mad about it. And I disagree. That is not why the band broke up. She was allowed to attend recording sessions and have a bit of a say because, you know, when you're like with someone you really like, you know, like you want to take them everywhere. You want everyone to know your
yeah.
new GF kind of thing.
Yeah, it
So-
can be a bit much.
It was. So I can't
Yeah.
say that she didn't like change the atmosphere a bit and people got kind of mad about it. And like the
Yeah,
group
the,
was
like,
kind of like, who's
New-
this
new
bitch?
girlfriend hype.
Yeah, basically. But there was a lot more things going on with them individually. So it's not her fault. And people just want a villain to point at and say, like, yeah, it's her fault because
Yeah.
everyone hated her and they couldn't stand her. I mean, I'm sure she was annoying at times. I mean, fucking nobody's perfect. But come on. I looked at Wikipedia, honestly, and people cite sexism and racism as part of the reason as well, which I wouldn't be surprised.
Probably. Yeah. I like her vibe in like the photos you chose.
I kind of like her vibe as well. So she was just around. Yeah, like she's just like happened to be there at the time. But I saw this exact t-shirt at a thrift store. Girl Boss deserves better. Like, she's more of a byproduct of like shit happening than like she was the reason that shit happened.
Got,
Also,
like,
look at the
cotton middle.
swag she has, even like recently. She's
That's
dripping.
a
Dripped
shit
out.
Ton of drip, man.
She is got the
Damn.
drip. So I am a firm believer Yoko did not break up the band. Stop shitting on her, please. She's just a nice lady. Leave her alone. I am a firm Yoko not hater. What's the opposite of a hater? Enjoyer? I don't really
Apologist?
like... Apologist, yes. I'm very much a
Yoko
Yoko
apologist.
apologist. You can't cite her as the reason the band broke up. Fuck that. Fuck off. Next
Totally.
slide. Post-Beatles. Oh yeah, Now and Then is the
Now
last
and
Beatles
Then.
song. You know that song. I know you know that song.
Yeah.
It was released in 2023 using a demo track that John had made in his apartment after the Beatles broke up. He died in 1980 because he got shot by a crazy guy outside of his hotel room.
What?
He was murdered.
Damn. Ugh.
Anyway, so they took this recording and originally the like surviving three members had wanted to release it in the 90s and have like, you know, clean up the audio and, you know, make it an actual track. But they couldn't really do that because the piano was too loud in the like cassette tape.
yeah.
So they kind of had to shelve it. Then in the 2020s, George is dead by this point. He died in the early 2000s. Because of technology advancements, they could just isolate his vocals instead. So
Wow.
they were able to finish the song. And while George was dead by this point, Paul McCartney played like a guitar solo that was in his style. But he says that it's still an official Beatles record because they all worked on it at some point, all four of them.
It is definitely a Beatle.
It is a Beatles. George died in 2001 because of cancer. Paul died in 66 if you choose to believe that. And Ringo's still kicking.
If you just believe that.
If you choose to
Ringo.
believe that. This is what Ringo looks like currently. I think this was from a few years ago, but he looks like this now. Look at him go. He's just a guy.
Just some dude. He looks like someone's uncle.
I think he is. He probably has grandchildren at this point. I don't know. Paul still makes music if you believe this is real. If you believe Paul is real and alive still. Yeah.
Okay, Paul looks like someone's dad. Ringo looks like someone's uncle. Yeah.
This is the father. This is his brother. Quiz time. I hope you
Quiz
learned something
time.
today.
I have not taken any notes.
I hope
Teacher,
Lara
do
doesn't
we
see
have a
this
cheat
VOD
sheet?
because she will know what to rage bait me with now.
Oh my god.
I have very strong.
Lara, you better watch the VOD. Watch the
God
VOD.
damn
Do it.
No.
It'll be funny. funny.
It would be funny. Don't
It'll
rage
be
bait me about
funny.
Yoko Ono. You can't do that. I have very strong feelings about Yoko. That's why in that fucking stream, I was like, you just haven't figured out what to rage bait me with. You haven't figured out what I have strong
I
feelings
remember
about.
that.
You gotta like you need to start feeling more strongly about things.
You just haven't discovered what I feel strongly about.
I'm just like there blinking at the screen, like they will find out.
She will know eventually. Mr. E, you can't run to Lara's chat. I know you came here from Lara's channel. You can't run to Lara's
Do
chat
it,
and
do it,
tell
do
her
it.
this. Don't. This stays between us.
Inform her.
This stays between us, guys. Anyway, quiz time. First question: what year did the band form?
61.
No, 2003. Yeah, sure, that's correct.
Do we get partial points?
No,
Nah.
you get pity points. Question 2: what is Aurelius' favorite Beatles album?
Rubber Soul.
Correct. Who is Pete Best?
OG drummer.
Correct. Good job.
Yay!
What year did the cartoon release?
66. Wait, 64. Wait, fuck. 65.
What's your final answer?
65.
Correct. What are all their names? A. John Jones, Jacob Jackson. B. John Paul, Harry Stanley. C. George, Ringo, Paul, John.
C.
D.
C.
Ringo,
C,
Jeffrey,
C,
Greg,
C,
Jude.
C.
Okay, correct.
C. But it would be funny if one of them was Greg.
Next question. What was their first release single? Hard Day's Night, Please Please Me, Love Me Do, or Help?
Love Me Do?
Correct.
Woo!
Congrats, you did it.
You did it!
Your homework, watch the Beatles bloopers on YouTube. They are very funny.
I will do what I do for all my classes and not do the homework.
Fuck.